Good morning, I'm Lauren Hayes for the Finance News Network. Stocks resumed their 2022 sell-off on Thursday, sending the S&P 500 to a new low for the year as fears swirled that a recession won't stop the Federal Reserve from raising interest rates. The market was fairly quiet from a headline perspective. UK Prime Minister Truss defended her government's unfunded tax cuts and stressed it was not time to reverse course despite market turmoil. On the economic front, German flash inflation came in hotter than expected for September. Meanwhile, the Dow Jones plunged 1.5%, the S&P 500 declined 2% to a new closing low for the year. The tech-heavy Nasdaq fell 2.8%. The major averages are on pace for a month of sharp declines. The Nasdaq is leading the monthly losses, down 9%, with the Dow off 7.3% and the S&P closer to 8%. Overnight, the sell-off was broad-based and was led by Apple, which tumbled as a major investment bank downgraded the one-time bear market outperformer. The stock closed down 5%. In after-hours trading, Nike shares are down 10%. Like other retailers, Nike has been facing supply chain headwinds, such as a rise in both shipping costs and shipping times in recent quarters. The company also said its inventory levels swelled during the quarter compared to the year-ago period. Across the sectors, a rotation out of the utility sector played out across the market. Utility stocks, a historically defensive sector of the market, have done their job this year, producing a positive total return of 5%, as the S&P 500 index has fallen more than 20%. Utilities now look expensive based on their dividend yields relative to treasuries and corporate bonds, as well as their price-to-earnings ratio versus the S&P 500 index. The average electric utility dividend yield is now 3.2% below the 3.7% risk-free rate on the 10-year Treasury note. Within the materials sector, aluminium and copper stocks outperformed as aluminium and nickel prices rose sharply on Thursday as traders fretted about supply shortages after the London Metal Exchange announced that it was considering banning new Russian metals from entering the market. While the UK and Europe have imposed sanctions on Russian oil and coal, no equivalent measures have been taken for metals. Russia accounts for about 20% of global nickel production and 13% of aluminium production outside China. In Europe, shares in Porsche rose 2% in their trading debut overnight after the sports car maker priced its initial public offering at the top end of its expected range last night. The long-awaited offering was an increasingly rare bright spot for new IPOs. On the currency front, one Australian dollar has fallen compared to the US dollar yesterday, buying 65.02 US cents. In commodity news, iron ore futures are pointing to a 0.3% gain, gold shed 0.1%, silver was down 0.9%, copper added 1.8% and oil fell 1.1%. The SPI futures are pointing to a 0.3% fall. I'm Lauren Hayes. Have a great weekend.